What's up everybody? This is Jack from Crypto49er, bringing you on my journey into cryptocurrency. Before I begin today's topic, just want to quickly cover the market today. When I woke up this morning, I had like a flash crash incident more or less, where Bitcoin fell from when I went to sleep last night. It was around 12,000 actually, and then it just fell. It fell all the way down to like 9,000 I think, remember. So it was pretty crazy. So today was a pretty hectic day for a lot of people that had investments into cryptocurrency. But as I mentioned, we are expecting this to happen. We are expecting Bitcoin to fall. I mentioned it yesterday. We went past 10,000 pretty quickly. There wasn't really support there, so we didn't stay at 10,000 for any time at all. We went right through it when we first were going up. 8,000 is really the true support level. So right now, there's still a chance that the market can go back down at this point. There's no guarantee that the market will go up. We're still in divergence mode between the 12-day and the 26-day EMA. I'm still believing that we will have a couple more days like that. Either we're just gonna linger around there, or we might fall a little bit more. I have no idea at this point, but I do think that the 12-day EMA won't cross. We won't have a ascending cross until probably, I would say earliest is probably end of this week. Right now, I'll have this chart up every single day until the upward cross happens, and I'll cover it on my channel right here. So on to today's topic. So today I want to talk to you guys about Substratum. Substratum is decentralized web. For people that like me that live in the United States, I really don't have any problems other than a few things I have to say, like with Netflix or with NFL. I guess like they have these restricted packages where you can't watch certain shows because you're in the United States. So a lot of people try to get around it by using VPN. But it's a lot more serious in other countries like China, like North Korea, which the entire internet's turned off supposedly. So with a lot of countries where the internet is blocked or like partially blocked, so they can't actually access the web. The other thing that Substratum is doing, besides helping to decentralize the webs, they also be helping people host websites so that you can actually create your own website on Substratum and have them hosted for you for what they would consider as a comparable fee to what is currently out there right now in hosting services. So I bought a hosting service for people that build WordPress blogs. It costs about $3.95 per month. So I'm guessing, and because Substratum platform's not live yet at this point, they are trying to compete at that price point, and it wouldn't be blocked by certain particular countries. So essentially, in my mind, what Substratum is, it's really just a Tor network. So for people that don't know what Tor network is an anonymity network. So it's like you can actually serve what the mainstream media calls the dark web. Whenever the mainstream media calls it dark web, they're talking about Tor. You can only browse these sites using the Tor browser. So it's a specific browser built just so that you can browse these websites. According to the Wikipedia page here, there are over 7,000 relay nodes for Tor to make Tor work. That's essentially what Substratum is trying to build. It's essentially trying to build a Tor network that pays the people that host the nodes, because you would need to have these relay nodes like Tor has, and there's over 7,000 of them for Tor. And these people that host these relay nodes, they're doing it for free. So essentially, what Substratum is doing is they want people to host these relay nodes, but then you get paid in Substratum. So right now, Substratum is actually $1.25. I tweeted out earlier today that I was buying in Substratum when the market was crashing. I was able to buy it for, it was actually 99 cents. I bought it at 99 cents, which is actually an interesting thing because the way that they make their cryptocurrency is an ERC20 token, but they also made the ERC20 token so that it only has 2 decimal places. The idea of Substratum is to make it very simple, very easy for people to use. The currency for behind Substratum is called sub, and each sub can only be broken down into 2 decimal places and what they call atoms. So there's sub and there's atoms, kind of like dollars and cents. The other thing is the circulating supplies is fixed at 352 million, which is pretty good because it's not a whole lot of amount. It's not like Ripple with like 55 billion or something like that. They want the price of Substratum to grow as the demand grows. How they expect the demand to grow is people that are using Substratum to host their website will be buying Substratum using fiat or whatever cryptocurrency to use to buy Substratum to pay for the hosting service. And this is actually the software. So this is the beta software that they actually probably the alpha software, you could say. The way they have it set up right now is this is actually the node software. So if you run this node software, you're helping create the Substratum network needed to route the traffic. And you can see on this picture here, they have the region detector. They detected where you are. So, and then they says that premium substrate payout approved. So I'm not sure that's true, but I think this is probably playing around with it. It's saying that certain countries will get more payout in Substratum than other countries based on where you are, because you are hosting Substratum in a country that potentially blocks more sites. So what they're saying in this video here anyway, from my understanding, is if you live in those countries, you're going to get paid more Substratum. Compared to me living in the United States, I probably would get less. As I mentioned before, it's just like a Substratum host. So everyone can be a host for Substratum. You don't get paid until a person clicks on the site. So it's different from AWS. That's what their point is. AWS is Amazon Web Services. For Amazon Web Services, and even like I mentioned here, another web hosting provider, Bluehost, they charge a fixed fee of $3.95 per month. For Substratum, they believe it's more fair to only charge if their site gets visited. So let's say that, if the site doesn't get any visits, they won't get charged at all. So it's bad for the site owner. Obviously, they want more site traffic, but at the same time, it's good because they're not paying for the fees. So it'll be interesting what will happen if the site gets DDoSed. Because what it essentially is when someone gets DDoSed, is they actually get a flood of traffic into the site. So it'll be interesting how Substratum handles that. But right now, since Substratum is still not publicly released yet, we don't know. So this is the white paper. One thing I do like about Substratum, the founders and the whole team doesn't get any of this, can't sell any of the sub until Substratum is released. It really benefits the team to get Substratum out sometime this year. So we're still looking at Q1 of this year. We'll see what happens. So this is one of the latest videos from the founder, Justin Tubb, regarding Substratum and the findings from the recent beta test. What the team realized was that if you run a Substratum node, not only will you be getting paid for running the node itself, but you also get the benefit of actually having a free VPN service on top of that node. So you can actually see the whole entire web as he described in this video here because of the fact that you're running the node. You are basically getting a free VPN service without having to pay for one. We'll see how that works when the platform comes out live, but that's the additional benefit that he is pointing out here. So one thing he also pointed out in the video is if you want to participate in the next beta test, in sense, you can sign up for the focus group. I'll leave a link to it down below. And finally, there's something called a Substratum Core Network. This is essentially explaining how Substratum works. There's a lot of encryption involved in how the traffic is passed along, similar to the Tor router where everything is encrypted so that people don't know what you're browsing. The only difference is you can use any web browser to browse Substratum hosted sites. One thing I do question is how reliable or how fast the network will be by having additional hops that are encrypted in the network. So one other thing is Substratum right now is not open source. So that's one key thing. If you are one of those people that say, I have to have that, I have to look at the code itself before I invest, then Substratum is not for you, because right now the code is not open source. As Justin Tubb mentioned in his video here, they will only release parts of the code, specifically the node portion. So this software here, probably they will release that as an open source project so you can see what the code is like. But other than that, they won't release any additional code because they want to make sure that the network is competitive. They want to make sure that there's no copycats, and it has angered some of the people out there that really wanted a open source project. People might be upset that they basically just copied off the Tor network and then they are privatizing it in a sense and making money off of it. Even though I think in a sense it's better because you're getting a little more reliable service when you are having incentives for people to actually host a relay node that Tor doesn't give, because Tor, you're doing it for free. So anyway, that's my video for today, guys. Let me know what you guys think. Leave a comment down below, like and subscribe. If it isn't crypto, it isn't worth mining, it isn't worth speculating. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace out.